my YouTube channel. So tonight we're going to be making beef bourguignon, which is a rich beef stew that's very popular in France. Let's cook some French food. So the ingredients are pretty straightforward stew ingredients. So I have an onion, garlic, 2 carrots, tomato paste, beef stock, bay leaves, mushrooms, bacon, and then I have just some beef stew. And we're gonna be serving it with egg noodles. Traditionally, this recipe is made with red wine, and that's what the beef is simmered in. We're gonna be doing a non-alcoholic version today. So yeah. So first we're gonna start with some prep work before we get into the cooking. So I'm gonna chop the onion, mince the garlic, chop the carrots, and quarter up the mushrooms. Don't judge me. This is how you cut an onion. First you trim off the edges, then you cut it across the middle, and you peel off the layer that's sort of flimsy. And then you're going to put your palm on top of the onion and cut across, and we just chop. Then we gather our onion, turn it the other way, and chop the other way. And using that technique, we have a nice and even dice.
So aesthetic.
I'm gonna do the same thing to the other onion.
Why does onion cause tears?
Actually, today I was reading a self-help book, and it was saying that in life we need to be more curious. So if that's a question, once we're done filming, we should type that into Google. Now we're gonna just gather all of them again and give them one last rough chop. These glasses are really helping. Buy onion goggles. That's a perfect onion dice.
It's like a perfect cube.
That's like a Minecraft cube. And now we're gonna cut our carrots. Carrots are done. We're gonna get our mushrooms. We're just gonna quarter them up. All right, so we have all our vegetables chopped up, onion, carrots, and mushrooms. And I'm just gonna put it in a bowl so then we have enough space to chop up our garlic. Oh, this isn't working. Now we're gonna mince up about 3-4 cloves of garlic. This is how you mince a clove of garlic. First, you're gonna take the knife, place it on top, take the palm of your hand and smash it. That just makes the peel easy to remove, all the skin. And now we're just gonna mince it. We're just gonna do that again for all 3.
How'd you learn the garlic hack?
Cooking shows. All right, so we have our carrots, onions, and mushrooms all cut and prepped. Our garlic is also ready, and those are gonna come into play later, but first we're going to be cooking some bacon. So I just have a Dutch oven here, and I'm not gonna add any oil because bacon already has a lot of fat, and we're just gonna cook 4 strips of bacon. How do you open this? Oh, bacon, bacon, bacon. Sizzle test. Look at how beautifully marbled this bacon is. So those are our 4 pieces, and now we're just gonna let them cook, say about 3 minutes per side. I think our bacon is ready to flip. Ooh. I think I'm getting like really good at cooking bacon. Like I used to burn every batch of bacon I made. I feel like when bacon reaches the point where it's good, it will quickly start going downhill. You have to catch it. If you go like dilly-dally, like it'll burn. Okay, so our bacon is ready. I'm just gonna take it off and put it on a paper towel lined plate to get rid of all the excess juice. Yummy, yummy. And now we're gonna get started on browning our beef. So that doesn't mean we're cooking it necessarily. We're just gonna make the edges nice and brown. So we're just gonna keep moving it around, and you see those browned edges? That's what we're looking for. All right, so our beef has been browning for like 5-6 minutes. It's looking nice and browned. So now what we're gonna do is take the beef out and put it into just a bowl. It's not gonna be big enough. I transferred it to a bigger bowl because I realized we're gonna need a bigger bowl for the next step. So make sure you have a nice big bowl. Before we do our step with the meat, we're gonna cook the vegetables that we prepped earlier in that. So let's just toss this right in. We're just gonna saute the vegetables for about 4 to 5 minutes until they're tender. While those cook away, we're gonna come and work on our beef. Mix the beef with a 1/4 cup of flour. I'm guessing that the flour sticking to the meat is gonna thicken up our sauce. Salt and pepper. Now we're just gonna toss this. 1,000 on the feet. Stack spread it on that seat. 10,000 on that.
Roly poly on my wrist.
How'd you know that was the next one?
I don't know.
In the meantime, while our vegetables are cooking away, I'm just gonna chop up the bacon.
I want this piece.
Okay, you can have that one. We're also gonna get our beef stock mixture ready in the meantime. I'm just gonna pour 2 cups, and we're just gonna add in some tomato paste. We're just going to add in about 3 tablespoons of tomato paste into our 2 cups of beef broth and mix that up. And this is gonna just make a rich liquid instead of the red wine. Don't worry, we're not gonna risk any of the richness by skipping out on the red wine. About this much. Okay, our vegetables are all ready, so I'm just gonna add in our garlic now, and we're gonna let that cook for about another minute.
Why do you add the garlic in last?
Garlic has a tendency to burn if we added it at the same time as the onions and all the other vegetables. So you always add garlic in last, because then it'll just cook and then you add in more stuff and it won't allow it to burn. Our vegetables are nice and tender. You can see that they've really cooked down. Now we just add in all our components to this pot, and then we're pretty much ready to just pop it in the oven. The first step is to add our 2 cups of beef stock, and I also put the tomato paste inside of this, and we're gonna add that in. And now we're gonna add in 2 bay leaves, which just adds in flavor. Some thyme, our bacon, and our beef with the flour, salt, and pepper, with all the delicious juices. 1 more cup of beef broth. All our ingredients are in this one big pot, and we're just gonna bring it to a boil before we cover up our Dutch oven and pop it in the oven for about 2 hours. All right, so our delicious stew has been brought up to a boil now. The flour that we coated our meat in is getting released into the mixture to help thicken it up. We're going to turn our stove off, put the top on. We're gonna put this in the oven at 325 for 2 hours to 2 hours and 15 minutes. You'll just check on it around there. All right, so our beef bourguignon has been in the oven for 2 hours now. And I have my egg noodles cooked there and some bread, and we're about ready to assemble this meal. So let's take a closer look. Oh my gosh, I haven't opened it yet, but let's see. Wow, oh my god, that looks so good. You can see the brown bits. Okay, let's plate up. So I have some egg noodles. This is probably not the best spoon to do this. Now let's come over here. I'm so excited to taste this. Some of our beef bourguignon, some juice. I'm so excited to taste this. Let's get some beef, some carrot, egg noodle. The beef just melts in your mouth, like it immediately just falls apart. It's so rich. Carrots add a nice touch of sweetness. It's just delicious. I hope if you try to make this recipe, you enjoy it. I'm really glad I got to learn a new cuisine, take myself almost like to a different country and try something new. And I hope this inspires you to do the same. Pick something challenging, whether it's cooking related or your own craft. Challenge yourself and you never know how it might turn out. Thank you so much for watching, and make sure to comment down below the next cuisine we should try to make together.